We don't know what we don't know, right? But I see these mistakes pretty much every day in my consulting room. Number one is poor weight recognition. 60% of dogs and cats are overweight or obese, but 3 out of 5 owners with overweight pets believe their furry family member is a healthy weight. More believe that a little bit of padding is cute and nothing to worry about. But being overweight, it reduces quality of life. It reduces actually lifespan by up to 2 years and makes conditions like arthritis, diabetes, and skin disease so much more likely. Next up is neglecting oral hygiene. So big statistics here again, 80% or 4 out of 5 dogs and cats have some form of dental disease by 3 years of age, which makes preventive dental care incredibly important because not only is dental disease painful, just like obesity, it reduces quality of life and it impacts whole body health. Believe you me, animals will eat through dental pain and they'll only choose to stop eating when they're effectively choosing to die rather than feel that pain. So don't let trouble eating be the trigger to address dental health, as by this stage your pet will have been in pain for much longer than they ever need to have been. And then we come to improper socialization. So I bet you didn't know that one of the biggest causes of death and rehoming in young adult dogs and cats is actually behavioural problems like fear aggression, destruction behaviour, and even just toileting outside the litter box. And this is where proper socialisation is actually vital for both dogs and cats. For example, you could get them used to their carry cage or the car while they're young, so getting to the vet is really easy, and it just ensures long-term behavioural stability as well as mental well-being. This one is a big bugbear of mine, and that is missing signs of pain. So arthritis is one of the most common long-term diseases suffered by both dogs and cats as they age, but it's not just restricted to elderly animals. It's not just big dogs with dodgy hips. But unfortunately, the fact that an individual is in pain is often missed completely or simply dismissed as a normal aging change, when in actual fact, picking up on the early signs of pain in dogs and cats, now they are different and they can be very subtle, but picking it up early not only means that your pet will be happier and more comfortable, but also that you'll be able to actually treat their underlying condition much more successfully. And if you want to find out more about each of these mistakes and dive into details, more importantly about the steps that you can take to correct them, you can actually grab my free guide, and I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. Ignoring weight loss is next. So while being too heavy is really common and ignoring that is incredibly common, so too is actually ignoring persistent unplanned weight loss in the face of apparent good health. Now, very often intestinal worms are blamed. However, insidious weight loss is actually more often a common indication of something more serious. An investigation sooner rather than later will lead to a better outcome. Now, as well as weight loss, changes in your pet's appetite and thirst are also really good and really accurate early indicators of something being amiss. So if you see these as well, make sure you take action. And recognizing something is wrong and taking action is all very well and good, but the next problem is actually relying on supplements. So yes, supplements, they can play an incredibly important role in the management of many different conditions, but in almost all cases, they should never be relied on as the only intervention you make. Too often their effect is overinterpreted through things like caregiver placebo, and the supplement industry is actually also full of products that claim the world but deliver very little apart from emptying your wallet. Neglecting mental well-being is next. So while your pet may be physically healthy, can the same be said for their mental well-being? And this maybe ties into socialization, but too often the importance of this is neglected, meaning that your pet is bored, they're unstimulated, rather than living their best life. So environmental enrichment is vital for all cats, but especially indoor-only cats. For dogs as well, regular exercise, and here I'm talking daily, not once a week, or using something simple as puzzle feeders or simple trick training can really make all the difference to their quality of life. Failing to microchip your cat and your dog is the next problem, and this one is really simple. Microchip your pet, register them on your area's database, and keep your details up to date. Because any dog or cat, they can slip their collar, they can sneak out that open door or that window that's been left half jar open, and a microchip may actually be the only chance you have of ever finding them again. They could otherwise end up in a shelter where they may even be euthanized. A lack of financial planning is the next common mistake I see pet parents make all the time. Having a pet, it can be expensive, and ownership is estimated to cost over $1,500 for dogs and over $600 for cats every year. year. Costs are higher in their first year, and this is actually all assuming that your pet stays as healthy as you would like them to. All pet parents should have a plan in place to cover these known costs and also consider ahead of time how they'll be able to afford vet bills. Pet insurance is one option, but it's certainly not the only one. And okay, I'm a bit biased with this next mistake, I know that, but avoiding the vet is a real bugbear. Your vet is really the best person to give you specific, individualized health advice for your pet. They're the only people who can accurately diagnose any problem, and finding a vet you trust, and that is really important, is crucial to your pet's long-term health. I'd also encourage you to actually utilize the expertise of the whole team, so the technicians, the nurses, the customer service staff, because for a lot of general questions and queries, that these people can actually give you the best advice. They're the best people to ask, and they also will help you avoid the cost of an unnecessary veterinary consultation. And the final bonus mistake that I see pet parents make all the time, are you ready? It's actually continuing to search for information without taking action. So watching videos like this and actually doing nothing about it. And so you need to check out this video on the 5 steps every pet parent needs to take to avoid the most common injuries and diseases that I see every day in the vet clinic. So tap on that video. I'll see you there. But until then, I'm veterinarian Dr. Alex. This is Our Pets Health, because they're family.